Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 40 in the book of Ephesians. Today I'm going to title today Mastered by Who? And we're going to ask the question, what master will you do your work for today? Let me start by saying that slavery is a great evil in our world, and slavery has been a great evil in the history of the world. Slavery has been practiced by segments of virtually every fallen people group in existence, which is to say by virtually every people group in history, every people, every era, every tribe, and even every race. And the temptation to abuse people, to abuse others, to abuse power over others has never left this planet since godly authority has been established. So the temptation exists, and all of the other horrible sins exist in the unredeemed heart of mankind, which is exactly why we need a Savior. So let me also say that absent Christianity, slavery would be either universal or much more prevalent on our planet today. I would direct you to two books if you're interested in reading more. One is Amazing Grace, William Wilberforce and the Heroic Campaign to End Slavery by Metaxas. And the other one that Abraham Lincoln read when he met Harriet Beecher Stowe, he said, "You are the little woman who wrote the book that started this great war," referring to the Civil War. And the book was Uncle Tom's Cabin. Okay, so back to the passage today. Paul does not condone the existence of servitude in the culture, but he doesn't ignore it either. About 1/3 of the Ephesian people that were reading this letter would have been bondservants or flat-out slaves. So what truths does God have for the people in our work world, even in fallen systems or in redeemed systems? It's in a big context here of who should I be looking for as my ultimate person to please. Wives to husband, as to the Lord. Children to parents, in the Lord. Citizens to earthly authority, be subject for the Lord's sake. Husbands to wives, love her as Christ loved the church. Church members to other church members, submit out of reverence for Christ. So in every human relationship, ultimately, people are looking to Christ. So I'm going to read from Ephesians chapter 6, verse 5. It starts with the word slaves. The Greek word is actually bondservant. A bondservant is one who voluntarily places themselves under a particular master. Slaves who involuntary. So whether the passage is a voluntary person or an involuntary person, it doesn't change the principles of the passage. So the principles are the same, the same on who you direct your pleasing towards, which is ultimately going to be God. So listen in here. This is from Ephesians chapter 6. Slaves, obey your earthly masters with fear and trembling, with a sincere heart, as you would Christ. Not by the way of eye service as people pleasers, but as servants of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart, rendering service with a good will as to the Lord and not to man, knowing that whatever good one does, this he will receive back from the Lord, whether he is a slave or free. Masters, do the same to them. Stop your threatening, knowing that he who is both their master and yours is in heaven, and that there is no partiality with him. So the emphasis here is do your work world as you would to Christ, as servants of Christ, doing the will of God from your heart. Render service with a good will as to the Lord, and then kind of keeping in the back of your mind, knowing that the Lord is just. So don't do eye service or people pleasing. Don't do this for mankind. I love the caution for masters, and he's saying to them a ditto. You should be pleasing Christ. You should be servants of the Lord. You should do your work with a good heart as to the Lord and know that the Lord is just. The caution for them is that there is going to be judgment for the work you do, whether you're an employee or an employer. No matter where you fall in the employment scale, we do this before the Lord. Of interest, this can also be the masters here are cautioned. Don't abuse your power. And even in the shepherds of the flock, even in pastors, we got to be careful of that. This is from 1 Peter chapter 5. So I exhort the elders among you, shepherd the flock of God that is among you. So it's God's flock. Exercise an oversight, not under compulsion, but willingly, as God would have you, not for shameful gain, but eagerly. And then here's the caution to the shepherds: not domineering over those in your charge, but being examples to the flock. So even in the church of God, misabuse of power is a temptation. All right, so obviously we shouldn't be lording it over. We shouldn't be exercising gain. We shouldn't be domineering, especially those under our spiritual care. So the big points are: we are all servants of Christ, and work as you would before Christ. So whether you're a master, a slave, a bondservant, an employer, an employee, the principles of the passage are the same, which is to render service with a good will as to the Lord, and certainly do not domineer or threaten if you are one who has some authority in the work world. And remember, everybody will put their work histories before the judgment seat of Christ. So a charge here is: let's be slaves, if you will, to the right master, which of course is God. Let's be bondservants to the right master, which is the Lord. Whether you're a worker or a manager, remember, we all work before the master with the capital M. So the charge is to do your world of work as you would to Christ. So the question today to pin to yourself is: what master will you do your work for today? Hopefully that will be before Christ. Thank you for listening.